Right here, down. Protect the out. We put the work in. Let's finish. Come on, let's do this. Family, I'm doing 1, 2, 3.
See, we dream chase, cause that's all we was given to start with. Then we realized the dream was obtainable. Now look at us.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for being here with us because we truly appreciate it. What's going on, Eagles Nation? Welcome to the Main Thing Podcast Presents. It's your boy, Mr. Owens. And after further review, the call stands. I'm still official with no stripes.
Man, how y'all doing, Eagles family? This is your man, Big Huss, the one you trust, bringing you all your Philadelphia Eagles latest. And we coming to y'all on a Friday morning here to discuss our next matchup versus the Panthers, 3-9 Panthers this Sunday at 1 o'clock. Shouldn't be too big of a test, but the next opponent is your biggest opponent, so let's not take them lightly. They are a scrappy football team. They're going to fight to the end. The record doesn't necessarily indicate how hard they actually play on both sides of the ball, even though they're lacking talent there. Some might say that you can call this somewhat of a trap game. I don't necessarily feel that way because we've discussed that a trap game is more so when you're not prepared, and this team seems to be laser focused from coaching staff on down. But I'm gonna ask you real quick, Mr. Owens. Trap game, you buying into that?
Nah, Big Us. I'm not buying into that at all, bro. Like you said, a trap game is when you're not prepared, also when you're not consistent. This team, week in and week out, has shown that they have been prepared, shown the work that they have put in, is paying dividends on the field, and also we just been super consistent, week in and week out. So that trap game nonsense, I don't buy it at all.
Hey, I'm with you, bro. Hey, Eagles locked in, man. We're locked in, dog. Come on, man. Just another Sunday in the office. So before we get started, I just want to show some love to some players for the Philadelphia Eagles. Some guys have been named or been given some awards this week. So let's show a little love. We have Saquon Barkley was named the Offensive Player of the Month for November. Like so, I believe that's the first time he's ever been given this award. So shout out to Saquon. Everything he's been doing for the man, for real. He's really been that guy. You have Brandon Graham, who was named the Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee for the Eagles. I can't think of anyone else who'd be more deserving. Everything's done for the Eagles, for the community. Just a well-loved guy. Really loves to give back.
Got BG, bro.
Hey. the blade, right? And then we have Braden Mann, NFC Special Teams Player of the Week. We all know how important he was to last week's victory versus the Ravens, man. Pinning the Ravens inside the 25 times, really changed the field position. It really was a key component to that victory. And then my man CJ DJ voted most annoying player in the league. Hey, keep it up, baby. Keep it up, baby.
Keep it up. We love it in Philly, bro.
Hey, I swear. Hey, continue to bring that energy, bro. For real. It matters. Straight up. And then so to you four gentlemen, shout out.
Congrats.
Keep working hard, doing everything y'all doing. Like I said, not only for the Philadelphia Eagles, but for the community. You all have been leaders and instruments in success in which we've had within this organization. Moving on to the injury report. We all know coming off last week's win versus the Ravens, Reed Blankenship suffered a concussion. As of Thursday's practice, he was not a participant. Sidney Brown was also, I believe, not a participant with a knee injury. He more than likely will not play this weekend. So this is a moment where you should see a lot of Tristan McCullum, which I like what I've seen from Tristan when he stepped up, whether it be preseason, early in the year, a little bit now. I mean, he's balled out. He's solid. You also might see a little Avonte Maddox back at safety. A little bit of hesitation. But just for a little bit of depth, you might see a little bit of him.
No. No.
You're not feeling that one, Brody?
Not at all. We've already touched on that. We ain't even going to waste no time on that, bro. Y'all know how, if y'all been supporting and watching our channels, y'all know how we feel about him. Ain't no need to discuss.
Absolutely. Then you also had Britton Covey, who was a DMP with a neck injury they suffered sometime during last week's game. I'm really not sure when that happened. Dallas Goedert had a knee injury suffered in that last game. He was also a DMP. Everybody else, for the most part, limited participants, really rest. And then you had Devontae Smith, who will more than likely be playing this week. So that's a major plus to the offense. Let's like to see him get going a little bit, get him back in the groove of things. But we're fighting for the number 1 seed in the NFC. Hey, Mr. Owens, you want to give him a rundown on the playoff situation, how we can clinch the playoffs, everything this weekend, man?
For sure. I definitely want to give a rundown and an insight of how we can clinch a playoff berth this weekend. Before I get into the playoff clinching scenarios and give the insights to that, I definitely want to thank the supporters, the new supporters, and the loyal supporters for coming to check us out. Always making sure that they like our videos, that they're leaving comments in our comment section for us to be interactive. Also, subscribing to our channel and growing with our community, and just making sure that y'all turn on this notification bell so you don't miss when we drop some new information about the Eagles. But like I said, because I definitely want to give some insight about the playoff clinching scenario bursts. So with our Philadelphia Eagles being 10-2, going against, like you said, the Carolina Panthers that are 3-9, Philadelphia clinches a playoff berth with obviously a win, plus an Atlanta loss or tie, plus a Seattle-Arizona tie. The second way to clinch is Philadelphia wins, an Atlanta loss or tie, plus an Arizona loss, and a Los Angeles Rams loss or tie. The next scenario is Philly wins with Atlanta loss or tie, plus an Arizona loss, plus a Detroit win or tie. Another scenario is Philly wins, Tampa loses or ties, and Seattle and Arizona tie. Fifth scenario is Philly wins, Tampa loses or ties, plus an Arizona loss, plus a Los Angeles Rams loss or tie. The sixth way to clinch is another one by us, a Tampa Bay loss or tie, plus an Arizona loss, plus a Detroit win or tie. Seventh one is Philly ties, which we're not doing, plus the Arizona loss, plus Seattle and Arizona tie. Eighth scenario, bear with me, I only got 3 more scenarios. Thank y'all. Philly tie plus an Arizona loss, plus plus Atlanta loss, plus a Los Angeles Rams loss or tie. The second to last way to clinch is a Philly tie plus the Tampa Bay loss, plus a Seattle and Arizona tie. And then the last and final way to clinch is a Philadelphia tie, plus a Tampa loss, plus an Arizona loss, plus a Los Angeles Rams loss or tie. As you see, we got 10 different scenarios, a lot of different ways to clinch. As long as we just focus on the brand of ball that we play, we don't even have to worry about the other teams winning or losing. We know that we're getting a playoff spot, so let's just focus on what we need to focus on and control what we can control. But Huss, real quick, before we go further into the video, I do want to give a shout out because we did miss last week Nick Sirianni. So Nick Sirianni is the 8th NFL head coach to produce 10-2 starts or better in 3 straight seasons. The only other head coaches to do such a feat is Sean Payton, Bill Belichick, Tony Dungy, Mike Shanahan, Mike Ditka, John Madden, and Curly Lambeau. Those are some praiseworthy names to be in the list with. Those are some heavy hitters for head coach, but that was per Brandon Lee Gouton. But I just wanted to shout out Nick Sirianni because he has been doing a fabulous job since the bye week.
Nah, for sure, for sure. We all know, man. Dating back to mid part of last season, and really since he's kind of been here, Sirianni catches a lot of flack. But one thing you can't take away from the guy is Sirianni's a winner. Yeah, I mean, it might always look, good and all pretty and everything, but his team's found a way to get it done. So that is really good company to be sitting with. Hey, man, Sirianni, well done, my baby. But just some quick roster moves. We signed a fullback, Kari Blasingame. He signed him to the practice squad. Released John Ross. This is 28-year-old. He's played in 66 career games, a 6'2", 233 out of Vanderbilt. With the recent injury to Ben Van Sumeren, I think we like what we saw. We were getting out of the running game with Ben Van Sumeren coming in playing fullback. So with us losing him, we figured, hey, we want to keep that production up. We brought in a true fullback, a guy who does this. This is his true position. And then on the flip side, with Ben going down, you're also going to miss out on some special teams reps. This guy also plays a bunch of special teams. So we like versatile players, guys who can do multiple things. He'll come in, be a lead block for Saquon on a lot of those runs. And then you'll see him on special teams, whether it be kickoff, punt, kick return, whatever it may be, punt return, whatever they're asking him to do.
And an interesting fact about him,
if not this week, but next week. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. My bad, Huss. My bad. Interesting fact about him is he overlapped in Tennessee with Swole Batman. And then also, like you said, he went to Vanderbilt, so he was teammates with Oren Burks.
Okay. So a little bit of familiarity there.
Never hurts.
Man, the league and not at all. So yeah, possibly see him to maybe be elevated this week. If not this week, then next week, because it might be too late to elevate him for this week. I'm not sure. But next week, once he gets a little bit more accustomed to the playbook, the system, blocking schemes, things of that nature. But moving to the offensive side of the ball, it's not a lot to talk about, but let's talk about it. No slight to the Panthers, but what you looking for this week, fam?
No slight to the Panthers, but we're still disrespectfully to the Panthers.
Hey, it should be slight work.
Light work. Slight work.
Hey.
Slight work. Light work. D-Town to the DMV. Diplo, what's up? Finally got your girl going crazy.
Come on, man.
That's that Wale job.
Hey, I'm about to say no Wale. You feel me?
But yeah, because like you said, the Panthers are the Panthers. We're just gonna keep it straight, point blank, and to the point. We should have a field day on the Panthers. We're in two different categories right now. The Panthers are rebuilding. They're in that phase to see who's going to play hard for the remainder of the season so that they potentially have a spot on the team next year. Obviously, as we all know, as Eagle fans, we have our goals set on New Orleans and getting that Lombardi trophy. So like we always started off, Huss, what I'm looking forward to see on offense is no turnovers. This should be a very clean game. We're bringing some reinforcements back. As we know, the Panthers aren't strong on the run game. They actually have the poorest run defense. So I expect a heavy dosage of Saquon, a heavy dosage of Kenny, maybe Will Shipley. But just some quick stats real quick. The Panthers run defense, like I said, is horrible. They have the worst run defense in the NFL, allowing 166.8 rushing yards. They're on pace to give up the 12th most rushing yards in a single season in NFL history. Yikes. Their rushing first downs allowed, they give up 9.4, which is again bottom of the barrel, 32nd in the league. They give up 1.1.5 rushing touchdowns, which is ranked 30th in the league. And then finally, with their run game, they give up 4.8 yards per rush, which ranks 27th. So I need to see a heavy dosage of runs to set up the play action. Yeah, we have Smitty coming back, so expect a big game out of AJ and Smitty. But like I said, let's run this football. We know what it is. Until you prove that you can stop us, keep running the football, bro.
I know, I couldn't agree more. You hit it on the head. This isn't a very good Panthers defense. They run a 3-4 scheme. It's just right now the defense is lacking talent. There's point blank period. You have Derek Brown anchoring down the D tackle position in the middle, but he's been gone all season, so you really haven't seen him. Their best player on defense is J.C. Horn, bigger corner, 6'1", 6'2", 205 plus, 4'4" guy, gifted athletically. But outside of him, there's just not a lot there right now. I agree with you. Let's run the ball. This is a Panthers team that last week versus the Bucks gave up 236 yards on the ground, over 6 yards per carry and a touchdown. And their running back room isn't nearly as good as our running back room. And their O-line isn't nearly as good as our O-line. So I expect this O-line to lean on this Panthers defense, wear them down, except run the ball, pass when we need to. But let's eat this clock up. Because truthfully, I don't want to see the starters in the game too much in the second half. I want to rest them as much as possible. Let's get in and out of here with us running the ball. That'll also accelerate the clock. Yeah, I mean, limiting the opportunity for negative plays and just maybe injuries and things of that nature. I expect us to play a clean game. This isn't a very opportunistic defense. They're giving them more than 30 points a game, close to 400 yards per game, 392, close to 6 yards per play. Over 60% in the red zone. So you get down the red zone, you're almost guaranteed to score. It just isn't a very good Panthers defense. I expect this Eagles offense to really go in there and have their way, as you mentioned.
For sure, Huss. And on top of that, if they do sell out to stop Saquon, which a lot of defenses have been trying to do, and coming in with different fronts and things like that to try to throw off our offensive scheme, look for QB1 and the receiving core, and possibly Grant Calcaterra to have a very, very big game. Their pass defense isn't as bad as their rush defense, but their pass defense does stink.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
They allow 225.3 yards per game, which ranks 24th in the league. They give up 7.2 yards per pass attempt, which ranks 27th in the league. They give up 12.3 passing first downs per game, which ranks 28th. And finally, they give up 1.8 passing touchdowns allowed per game, which ranks 29th.
And yeah, to your point, run defense isn't good. Pass defense isn't too much better. And then to add fuel to fire, their front four, front seven doesn't get home. This isn't a very good defensive line. Slowish time to pressure. One of the slowest time to pressure. They've only got 21 sacks on the year, which ranks them 29th. And I believe 8 or 9 of those have come in the past 2 games. So the first 10, 11 weeks, you only had 10 or so. It's just not happening. But this team is, in some regards, is starting to click as a team, but still not a lot there, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Mm-hmm. Moving to the defense versus offense. Notes, feelings?
So obviously we know the main player to stop. We're going to give you a scouting report, just like we're playing like football. We're going to give y'all a scouting report. The main player to stop on their offense is Chuba Herbert, who is their running back. So Chuba Herbert is currently statistically ranked as the 6th best running back in the league. He has 189 carries on the season for 919 yards, 4.9 yards per carry, and 10 touchdowns. So like I said, he's according to the stats, he's the sixth best running back in the league. So with that being said, we know what they're going to try to do. Their offense is not heavy hitters. They just went through a whole transition of starting Bryce Young at the beginning of the season, benching him, then bringing him back. So you know that they got a carousel going on down there in Carolina. They do have Xavier Legette, Adam Thielen, who we know well, that played on the Vikings after we beat them in foes.
Well, here in Philadelphia, they're doing the skull, at least hand motion with the chant, but they've changed the word to fold.
You see what I'm saying? Come on now. Y'all know what's going on. So like they have some okay receiving threats, but like I said, our main focus is to stop Chuba Herbert. So of course, what they're going to try to do is run the ball and establish a run game. That's the best way to beat us. The best way to beat us is running the football, controlling the time of possession, controlling the clock, and then also keeping our offense on the sideline. So I look for our defensive linemen to have a very, very huge game. One person in particular who I'm looking forward to having a huge game is Jordan Davis. I know I got you. I know everybody thought I was going to say Jalen Carter, but no, Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis has been very, very stout against the run. Their offensive line is nothing to brag home about. So I look for the defensive line to bottle up Chuba Herbert. Once we bottle up Chuba Herbert, that's going to put the onus on Bryce Young to have to throw the football. And when Bryce Young throws the football, I like our odds. All we have to do is pin our ears back, run a lot of man coverage on them. And that's the thing that we have to do. Start fast. So when we start fast, our defense can just pin our ears back, like I said, and get after the quarterback. But some defenses, like I said, that I think that we should run because Vic Fangio gives a lot of different looks and disguises on defense. But run nickel lurk, cover one press, robber coverage. You can use a different variety of blitzing blitzes. Also, cloud coverage, one hole, and one double lurk. That's what I'm looking forward to. Like I said, this should not be a game at all.
No, agreed. Excuse me, agreed. Chuba Herbert is the key to this offense. This O-line is a better run blocking unit than they are a pass blocking unit. You have Robert Hunt, who they just recently gave a big deal to. I believe he's their right guard. Gave a nice little bag to him this past offseason. He hasn't really lived up to his contract this year. He'll be more so matched up on Jalen Carter. But to your point, with them wanting to run the ball, Jordan Davis is going to come up big, and he's been proven to be stout versus the run. He's living up to that run stopper a name. Now, Chuba Herbert, even though he's one of the better running backs in the league, he's not a home run threat. He's more of your workhorse type running back. He's very good at getting through tight gaps, finding small gaps and exploiting them for 3-4 yards. He's just going to churn it out. Your 3 yards in a cloud of dust kind of running back, very, very consistent. Put you on the mindset of maybe like a poor man's Kyron Williams from the Rams. Their home run threat would be Jonathan Brooks. He's recently coming back off an injury, hasn't really played that much this year. You might see him a little bit in this game, but they're a better pass catcher and home run threat out of Texas. The receiving group, Adam Thielen is their best overall receiver, but Adam Thielen's on the back end of his career. He's more of a savvy receiver. You'll see him lined up in the slot a lot. Deceptive versus man coverage, but just deceptive in general. He knows how to get open, whether it be zone, man, whatever. They had drafted Xavier Legette. Xavier Legette is a bigger body receiver, more physical traits, fast, tall, big, but very raw. Think of him more so as maybe a poor man's DK Metcalf. Hands aren't as strong, doesn't run through the catch. Really needs to work on his craft before he becomes one of those. I see him as more like a number 2 or number 3 receiver. You also have David Moore. The receiver group is average. I don't expect a lot from this group, especially if the run is not working. As far as Bryce Young goes, like you said, I would like to see a lot of man versus him, pressure him, get pressure in his face. He does have that escapability. I know he hasn't been the best quarterback this year passing. He's ranked towards the bottom. But if given a crack or a slither, he will get loose. He does throw better on the run. So let's keep him in the pocket and force him to throw from the pocket. I want to see the same rush principles that we use versus Jaden Daniels and Lamar Jackson, a group rushing in unison, converging, and just squeezing on him for real. Force him to make those tough throws. I guarantee you he won't do it. He's just not there yet. Talented kid, and granted, he's gotten better. They've gone down to the wire with a lot of these teams being the Kansas City Chiefs, and last week they played the
Tampa Bay.
There you go, Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Two teams who are respectively leading their divisions right now. So he will put up a fight, but this is a game where he's food, and let's treat him as such. And with no Reed Blankenship, it's like we mentioned, expect to see a lot of Tristan McCullum. He's been playing well.
Phenomenal.
He'll mix in right just fine. Yeah, I don't expect to see a drop off with no Reed in the game this year. Or this game, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
But that's really like I said, the offense, it's not giving much. They're bottom of the league offense. You know what I mean? We come in, everybody run their keys, assignments. We should possibly get a couple turnovers this week. It would be nice to see the young bull Quinyon Mitchell finally get his first, or also finally get his first.
Yes, and also it will be nice, like we talked off camera, because to see a lot of those fumbles that we've been forcing bounce our way.
Yes.
Because this is the second week in a row we played the Rams. A lot of fumbles came out, bounced their way. Then we saw with the Ravens, it was about 3 times, or I believe 4 times, where the ball popped out and bounced their way. So let's not get dejected over not getting those turnovers, because they're going to come our way. But that's something, like you said, that we should create a lot of turnovers this week against the Panthers.
Absolutely. And with special teams, as you know, here on the Main Thing podcast, we are on special teams a lot. Special teams, let's stay consistent. I'm not sure who they will have replacing Sidney Brown on punt as the gunner, but
maybe Eli Ricks.
Maybe Eli Ricks.
Possibly Eli Ricks. I don't know if they want Isaiah, because if Isaiah but Slay might be coming back.
Darius is back. Slay's
okay.
Slay's
either Isaiah Rodgers or Eli Ricks.
I want to continue to see elite punt coverage. Jake the Mate, continue to do your thing, build on your games, build on your victories. Brave man, keep up the high success. Michael Clay, continue to coach your unit at a high level, and we will come through, play sound offense, sound defense, sound special teams. Truthfully, this should be an easy victory.
Mm-hmm. For sure, bro.
Score predictions.
Ooh, came at me fast. Huh? Eh? But look, man, before we get score predictions, because I just wanted to say to our supporters again, thank you. Y'all far too kind. You see what I'm saying? Without y'all, this wouldn't be possible at all. Like we've always expressed, me and my big brother, we love bringing Eagle content and Eagle news to you all. Keeping y'all alert of what's going on in the organization, and like I said, this is something that we embrace and that we enjoy, and make sure that y'all tell y'all family, friends, brother, sister, whatever, that y'all found y'all favorite Eagle content creators right here, man. But
absolutely.
But also I wanted to say, look, make sure y'all keep Go Birds in that comment section. Make sure y'all keep Go Birds in that like button. Make sure y'all keep Go Birds in that subscribe button, and make sure y'all keep Go Birds in that Liberty Bell looking thingy, also known as the notification bell, so you don't miss when Swoop comes in with the Eagles news and updates. But we've given so many great points in this video, Big Huss, talking about the Panthers. As we said, we give respect to every NFL team. They all get paid to do what they love and to play football. but I'm gonna be disrespectful with the score prediction because the Panthers ain't on our level, and they know who the best team is, and especially we playing at home. Come on now. My score prediction is simply 42-13. I feel like we're going to break the 40 barrier mark this year. Our highest output is 37 against the Rams. I'm liking us putting up 40, even if the backups and things come in, which we're expecting. But like I said, 42-13, plain and simple.
Oh! Uber disrespectful. Whole 40 burger. I feel it though. We go down there and handle business. Look, I don't have us putting up a 40 piece, but I got us putting up a nice. I'm gonna go 37-10. 37-10. Maybe a late touchdown because that seems to be the theme in some of these games. For the Panthers, but I expect this offense to, in some regards, do what the hell they want to do. You know what I'm saying? Especially with us being able to control the ground game, which I know we'll be able to do. Like I said, stop us. And we just played the #1 run defense, and y'all ain't built like that.
Come on now. And so you gave him, you said 37-10?
37-10.
Great score prediction. What Rick Ross say? Fat boy Wingstop, I needed 10 piece.
Wingstop, fat boy, need a 10 piece.
Straight up. But yeah, slight work, bro. Slight work. It should be an easy week, in and out. Like I said, a home game.
And we ain't talking about In-N-Out Burger, bro.
Come on, man. But I'll go by Big Husk.
And I go by Mr. Owens.
Hey, man. And this is the Main Thing podcast. Where we keep the main thing. The main thing. Hey, man, I pray you all having a great week, a blessed week. We're going to go into this weekend strong, get this W, go Birds, much love. We appreciate y'all. Let's get it, man.
Go Birds. Go Birds.
We out.
It was I was gonna make a lot of money doing what I wanted to do. I went after it, and it was a struggle to achieve it. But you know what? I caught that bitch. Dream chasing.